One of the biggest questions all new writers ask is, where do I find the clients? Specifically, where do I find good paying, high paying clients, freelance writing jobs that the client values you? Because there are lots of gigs out there that don't value you as a writer, that give you deadlines, that over edit your paper, that controls every aspect, that ask you to do more work than what you signed up for. There are those types of jobs out there, and they are plentiful, but you need to dig past that if you want to have a sustainable freelance writing business or copywriting business like I have for the past decade. You need to know where to find those high paying clients. When I first started back in 2014, I relied on two main methods, and then the third one quickly became the lead generator for my business. The first one was job boards. Do I believe job boards are still relevant in 2024? Yes and no. More people know about job boards, but there are more people on freelance marketplaces like Upwork or Fiverr, for example, that aren't utilizing job boards. I don't recommend going on Fiverr. I don't recommend using Upwork. I know there are big clients and big brands that work with Upwork. I have one client that uses Upwork just for payment processing. I did not find them on Upwork, but they just use that as a payment processor and to vet their freelancers. That is fine, but I don't go onto these freelance platforms to market my business. And you might have heard that from other YouTubers that talk about freelancing or copywriting, that they had their success on Fiverr, they've had their success on Upwork, so they're going to teach that to you, and that's fine. That works for them. But this method works for me because I'm a mom, because I don't have 8 hours a day to pitch, to go online to find clients. I need a process so that I can have the work come to me and I can pick and choose my clients. And that is what my brand is all about. So as I mentioned, job boards was my main way of finding clients. I landed lots of new gigs, new long-term relationships with job boards back in 2014. Now in 2024, I do recommend certain job boards. They have changed over the years. If you enroll in my course, Write Your Way to First 1K, you will see a list of several dozen job boards that I vet and I personally have used or recommend. So those ones I don't mention too often on YouTube or on my blog, but every now and then I will. I also used LinkedIn. Now LinkedIn over the years has gotten stronger as far as a method for finding good and high paying clients. I lucked out using LinkedIn because I saw, well, other freelancers have a LinkedIn profile. I need to have a LinkedIn profile. So I first started using LinkedIn as a way just to have my profile, have my client work, my guest posts, just have something there as an online brand so people can find me, not just on my website, but on LinkedIn. Over time, I learned that you can find clients on that. You can post regularly. You can comment and create relationships and DM people. Like, I was learning all that. And that was another driver for my business. I started landing client work that way. And then if you want to know, the third option was my website as a lead generator. So because I was on social, because I was guest posting, because I had author bios on my client work, clients would click onto my author bio. They would see the link to my writer website, and then I would gain work that way. That is the method, the primary method, the easiest and best method for a successful freelance writing business that I share in Write Your Way to First 1K. All right. So for this video, I do want to talk about the LinkedIn strategy to help you find those high paying clients. If you're struggling right now, if you're not enrolled in my courses, or if you are and you're still struggling, that's fine. Know that if you are a course student of mine, you can personally email me. I can personally help you through this process. And I have for many students of mine. So let's look at my LinkedIn profile so I can show you the touch points of what you need for a profile that will win clients. So make sure to hang around, because later I'm going to share with you the one powerful thing you have to do every single time you want to market on LinkedIn. All right, so make sure to hang around till the end. This is my LinkedIn profile. Over the years, I have adapted it, I have changed it, I have tweaked it for what's relevant right now. I don't think I have a screenshot of what my LinkedIn profile looked in 2014, but it was different, just to let you know. Like, completely different probably. One of the first things that I recommend all new freelancers use is the header image here. Okay, I do have a blog post that talks about how to create this header image. It's how a LinkedIn banner leads to more freelance writing gigs. That's the name of this post. And I do show you, also I have a video that shows you, it's kind of outdated, but it still works nonetheless. Here is another version that I used for many years as well. So here's another one right here. And so I show you how you can do that using something like Canva, which you can just go to Canva, type in LinkedIn banner, and you can customize and change the branding, the font, add pictures, all of that great stuff using Canva. So as you can see with this image, I have changed the copy on it several times. I had for the longest time all of my social media accounts because I found that a lot of SaaS businesses wanted to leverage writers with a strong or big following or an owned audience, an audience that follows you, that knows you, so that you can help their business grow. So that's something that I may bring back here, maybe put a little thing on the bottom here because I have started TikTok. And so that might be something that future clients might find helpful in deciding if they want to hire me. So depending on your niche, you can add certain elements. I would definitely think in tech and in SaaS, where that's my niche, digital marketing, having a following is probably essential. If you want to do something more lifestyle based or more business focused based, then maybe having testimonials would work. I've also used testimonials in this banner, and I've seen other writers do that as well. So the sky's the limit as far as what you want to put. I do put my sort of elevator pitch of what I can do for a client, and that is important. So make sure you have something like that where it tells clients what you can do for them. So I have my content will attract and nurture their audience, and I will use concise, targeted copy. So concise means it's not fluffy, it's not overdone, I'm not redundant. Targeted copy is focused, laser focused on their particular audience of, could be business owners, it could be other business marketers, it could be content marketers, it can be content creators, it can be just YouTubers, it could just be bloggers, it could be whatever their audience is. I will find out and I will target my copy to that. So this one sentence tells a lot to potential clients. So when you are developing your LinkedIn strategy to win high-paying clients, you need to tell LinkedIn or show everyone what that means. What does a high-paying client look like? Describe them on a piece of paper, and from that, cultivate a elevator pitch, a call to action, whatever you want to call it, so that when someone lands on your LinkedIn profile, they know exactly what you do and who you serve and how you help. Okay, so that's important for this part of winning high-paying clients. The next big thing is your title. I can guarantee you and tell you that for, let's say, half, maybe 5-6 years, I only had like freelance writer for hire, and that's it, or freelance content writer for hire. That's all I had. And it worked. It was great. Then LinkedIn has the option to put like sort of like this green thing, like open for work. I tried that for a while. So there's other ways that I was learning to try to see if that helped. I found that that didn't help me, but I also found that through my students, they were letting me know that you can add more than one title to your LinkedIn, I guess, title here. You can have several different terms. And that's because you want to fill your title with keywords of how businesses can find you. So I want them to know that I'm freelancing, because if I just put content writer for SaaS digital marketing brands, I'm going to get leads that want me to be a full-time writer that pays very little and doesn't think that I have several clients. Like, I want to do freelance work, which means that I want to do like one post a week. I want to do maybe some social media stuff for you, but I'm not going to be responsible for your SEO and for your brand and come into meetings and do all this stuff as a full-time worker. That's not my role. So I make it clear that it's a freelance position that I want with freelance content writer for SaaS marketing brands. I use AI. So I've worked with AI companies. I worked with SEO companies. I worked with social media companies, email companies, analytics. So I have all those things. So if they're a company like, oh yeah, we are an analytic company, she writes about that. I do blog posts. So I make sure that I'm a blog post content writer. I put freelance copywriter because I do copywriting, and then just some relevant terms like hands-on experience. I'm a YouTuber. I'm an American living in Canada. All of those things can help potential clients figure out that I am the writer for them. I have my Canadian flag here because maybe I can market to Canadian brands. For a while, I wanted to work with more Canadian brands. So I had that. And so if they come to my profile, they'll realize, oh, she's also an American. So that can also help them decide. So we'll see. I don't know if I can put a Canadian and American flag on here. I'm not quite sure to market everything, but that's what I have. So for you, make sure you have a strong header or above the roll marketing content, because you do want to attract the right client and you want your profile to be searchable. When you go to your searches here, you can see over the years, this has grown. In the beginning, it was 200 search appearances and then 300. And I couldn't break the 400 mark. I think I wrote a post about that. And then over time, I've really just pinpointed my terms, my keywords, and now I'm being found more and more. So if you go into that, you can see, so the job titles that I was found for was for content writer. It doesn't say freelance writer, but it's a start. It's something that I have to work with. The titles of your searchers. So that's great that authors are finding me, but I am interested in the founders, the people that have created the businesses. The marketing specialists are great because they hire writers or looking for writers, perhaps. Same thing with business strategists. Journalists, not so much. I don't want to work with publications, but they are finding me and perhaps, they are affiliated with a big brand. This is good. This is what you want to see when you click on your searches, that the right people are finding you. Okay. And then the next biggest thing is your about section. This is where you can fill your about section with a lot of terminology, a lot of keywords, and just about the exact things you can provide to a client. Now, like I said, for many, many years, I just put in here probably, I think it was I own several blogs. I know a lot about blogging. These are the clients I've worked with. I was just sort of rehashing what they already knew here and what they already knew in my experience section. I don't know, regurgitated it in my about section. It took me a while to realize, this is a place for prime real estate that I really need to dig down and share exactly how I can help clients. I make sure that they know that I've been doing this for a decade, and I want them to know that I'm also a blogger, a YouTuber, a course creator. I tell them that I write SEO articles, conversational tofu and bofu blog posts. I don't mention mofu, but I like bottom of the funnel content and top of the funnel content is where I shine the most. And then I include that I do own several sites. I do want them to know that I am an experienced writer and digital marketer, right? So I have that in as well as my email address. So that's important to put in your about section. And then one final thing that you can do to help you optimize your profile so that you can win high-paying clients, they can look at your profile and immediately tell what you do and hire you on the spot, is to have a featured section filled with your stuff here. So this goes to my writer website right here. So you can add that in your featured section. I also put relevant posts, but here you can put whatever you want. I put a link to my writing business. I can also add another link to my Hire Me page if I wanted to. I can add a link to one of my social profiles if I wanted to. Since this profile is also seen by writers, I do have a link to my Freelance Creator Insights, my private newsletter where I share behind the scenes content, how I'm growing, what I'm doing, my latest challenges, how much I make with my freelance clients, all of that here. So I have a little card there, but this is the first one. This is where I want people to see. I made this little graphic in Canva. I put the picture of me on top of this screenshot of I think this is my about page or Hire Me page. So that's important. All right. So now that you have a really optimized profile, what do you do next? What is the process that you have to go through? What I found that works the best is following other relevant people that will hire you. So these are other content leads. These are CEOs. These are business strategists, SEO marketers, all of those people and editors you need to follow. Journalists you can follow, other freelance writers, copywriters, follow them, because then your feed will be filled with the right type of content. If all you follow are bro marketers that tell you, make $1 million in your sleep, this is how I, coached 10 people to make $1 million in 1 month. Like if you follow those types of people, your feed is going to be flooded with junk content. To be frank, that is not the content that will help you find the right clients. Okay, let's go through my profile and see what my feed looks like. David is a course student of mine. I follow Lizzie. Here is, I think she's another writer. Here you go. So because I have a deep network, I usually get, every time I come onto LinkedIn and scroll through my feed, potential jobs. I'm looking for a freelance. Here's a freelance content writer with specialism in brand and website content, writing to support us on an exciting project. There you go. So I can, if this interests me, I need to look and see exactly the type of content there. They could be a hotel company, they could do eco stuff, lifestyle brand, something that I'm not interested in. I would have to take a look at that, but there is a potential gig right there. Here's a freelance writer. So I'm obviously following someone here that I see this here. Here's content marketing manager at Moz. So I'm really interested in Moz and other certain brands, and I will follow the marketing managers there, the SEO people at those brands. So then I can read what Chima says and then respond to it if I wanted to, right? So that helps me network. So those are the type of people or brands or freelancers you want to follow so that your feed has good, relevant information that you can start engaging in. I engage with other copywriters and freelancers. A lot of times they ask, hey, has this happened to you? Kind of thing. And I will respond. And then I will be in their feed. And then those people will see my response and then maybe click over to see what I'm all about. Because when I respond, you can see the title that I have. You can see most of the titles here. You can see when I post, this is what people see. They see a freelance content writer for SaaS. If they see this from another post that I replied to or commented on, and they're like, oh, I'm a SaaS writer, I'm going to go over to Elna Kane's bio. I'm going to follow her and see what she's all about. Make sure when you do create that title that you want the most relevant information up front so that it is marketed every single time you leave a comment or you post on your LinkedIn profile. All right, so what is the number one thing you need to do every single time you want to market on LinkedIn? I wanted to share this with you. Maybe a lot of people don't know how to leverage LinkedIn to their full capacity so that they can find the right clients and win high-paying clients. So the number one thing that I recommend that you do and show every single time you're on LinkedIn to market your business is some way of demonstrating your skill. No matter what you're doing, you need to show that you're demonstrating your skill. So if you go to a post in your feed and you just want to add a 2-word sentence and just shoot the shit or whatever term and just leave it at that, you're not demonstrating your skill. So this is a business profile. You need to show that professionalism by demonstrating your skill. So when I leave comments, I try to demonstrate my skill in that capacity. Ashley Cummings is another person that I follow. So she wrote about a screw up that she did with Forbes and something that happened years ago. And I read it and I'm like, wow, I can really relate to that. Again, here, very relatable. For me though, it's me waiting. So again, demonstrating my skill. I had a call with a very huge brand and they had me wait an extra 1.5 hours for the call. It sucks, but I was able to still work while waiting for them to jump on the call. Glad this didn't stop you. You are a fantastic writer. In her post, she just mentioned that like she felt really down in herself and she thought she was a poor writer because of there I demonstrate my skill as far as like I had brands reach out to me, I'm trying to be professional and all of that. So that's one way you can demonstrate your skill. The other way is with your optimized title so that it shows on every time you post. All the things that you write in here is professional, that shows your skill. How can you demonstrate your skill in your about page? How can you demonstrate your skill in your services section? How can you demonstrate your skill in the featured section, right? This is something that took me a little while to really hone in and realize this is what I have to do. I did not use my feature section very well. I still think I can optimize this even more under my services. So I'm always finding a way that I can demonstrate my services, my skill, so that people find me and they can relate to me quicker and they can hire me faster, right? So that's what I want you to do. If you need more help with LinkedIn, make sure you sign up to my free LinkedIn Accelerator newsletter. It's free to join. I'll drop the link in the comments or in my description, and you can take some time to read all of these. These are archived. You can actually read them now if you want to, but it'd be nice if you can at least sign up so that you will get notified when when I create a new newsletter for you. But this is another newsletter that I have. So I do have a lot of content here, 2 pages worth of content right now. I'm going to, throughout the year, just write some gems. And usually when I write these, it's because I've seen something happen on LinkedIn that I approve of or don't approve of. So something like the LinkedIn storytelling was something that I saw right here from someone. One of my course students talked about it. So that made me think of like, wow, I should probably write about this. And so I did that in the LinkedIn newsletter. So make sure to sign up to that if you want some relevant LinkedIn strategies to market your copywriting business or your freelance writing business. And if you need help with cold emailing on LinkedIn, make sure to check out my video about that and how to do it the right way, because there is definitely a wrong way to cold email on LinkedIn. All right. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and I will see you in that video. All right. Bye.